Hello and welcome to my presentation on global film and media. So today I'm going to be talking about global film, or my take, I guess, on global film and what I've learned. So, alright, I think I'm good. Sorry for the horrendous technical issues for the 15th time. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm here talking about global film, and in this case, I'll be discussing filmmaking in regards to influences of social media and also its popularity as well. So if we go straight into filmmaking, I have this lovely quote here, which is, India and Iran are the only countries in the global film market in which no American films appeared among the top 10 films in 2009. This is a quote that I extrapolated upon in my report that I wrote about this because it's a very prime example of how filmmaking has interplayed within the global film industry, and in particular in India with Bollywood, and there's other notable examples as well, like with China as well, that's coming into effect at the moment with a lot of their films, and then also as well with Nollywood with Nigeria, and then South Korea which is the more popular one, I guess, in this day and age, that's taken rise into filmmaking. And I guess it's allowed countries to, I guess, unify under a singular filming industry that has allowed them to essentially just produce in mass a lot of films. And these countries that have these central filmmaking studios have all drawn upon inspiration from what Hollywood has done, and that has allowed them to essentially draw inspiration. I already said that. It allows them to draw inspiration. I said it again. It allows them to mass produce these films with such popularity that it's actually spread outside of our Anglosphere, or in this case, it's come back into our Anglosphere and we've spread out to them. So yes, this is also a film I used in my report as well, Kung Fu Hustle, a nice little article that I talked about, and it was a $20 million budget film that was produced in China, and it grossed $104 million worldwide, and just in the US alone, it grossed $17 million. It's pretty extraordinary. So moving on to social media in its regard to global film. Now, this is a very big one personally for me, because I think that social media has allowed global film to essentially spread. And essentially the best way to describe it is that all of these cultural proximities can be best described, I guess, as kind of like small communities that engage within whatever content's happening within their country. So, for example, if there's own like little miniature like pop culture groups that are following certain like indie films that are, I guess, made in that country, that's that niche. Or holistically, I guess, global proximity can be the audience within that country. And essentially, social media has acted as this conduit that can connect each global proximity to one another and allows it to interconnect and extend to other countries. The audience being introduced through social media in comparison with the already introduced audience of film essentially are combining together to create an even bigger audience. And this is happening with, every aspect, I guess, in some regard, of popular culture, with movies, video games. Existing fans of the video game are being interconnected with newer fans that are in other cultural proximities around the world. And here's a fun little fact I think sums up the influence of social media really good. And it's when the Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out, wide petition and wide influence of changing his look. So the look on the right was his original look in comparison to the one on the left, which is the final look. And it just really shows the scope of how influential social media can be with its fan base, especially, and how interconnected it is in changing stuff. So dumb. To take away something from social media, it's that it's acted as this bridge that has allowed these other communities to connect together and create this just massive audience of all of these individuals who are all very passionate about the same thing. And so, yeah, you might be asking, well, I've brought it up a couple of times, what does it have to do with popular culture? So even though global films played a small but significant part in merging these cultural proximities together in these other popular countries, if it wasn't for social media and if it wasn't for the popularity of filmmaking that was, in a sense, influenced by social media, we wouldn't have all of, our interconnectedness with global films exist today, which is truly fascinating. All right, yeah. So if you're going to take anything away from this, I guess just going back to popular culture, it's that if it wasn't for the influence of global film, we honestly wouldn't have the scope of pop culture that we have today. With film, even with stuff today, like all the Marvel movies coming out, and even, the widely popular Squid Game series that was produced in South Korea, all that have both drawn upon all these massive audiences from across the globe. Like this massive phenomenon, we wouldn't have popular culture today if it wasn't for the influence of global film. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I'm hoping it wasn't a poor presentation, or I'm hoping it wasn't, thank you for making me sit through this and making me record this. Yeah, thanks. Bye.